She stood soaked and shivering in Vogue Luxe, champagne dripping from her tea, perfume burning her eyes, a torn gown dangling in her hands, humiliated simply because she dressed too simply, unfit by their standards, for a luxury fashion house. The staff sneered, "She's here for selfies. Fake rich." As they slashed her clothes, marked her a thief, and dragged her out, the crowd jeering, "Trash!" until her husband's $32 million Rolls-Royce La Rose Noire drop-tail pulled up, leaving everyone stunned and terrified. Vogue Luxe was the crown jewel of Rodeo Drive, where the wealthy shopped like money meant nothing. Grace walked in wearing sneakers, drawn to the sapphire gowns and crisp silk suits. She wasn't there to impress, just to treat herself. After months of building shelters for abused women, pouring in her time, energy, and quiet donations, she wanted something simple, something beautiful, something for herself. Not a soul greeted her. Jessica, a saleswoman in a tight black dress, fiddled with a display, her back a wall. Ryan, slick-haired and smug, leaned on the counter, thumbing his phone. Claire, a brunette with a clipboard, flicked her eyes up, then down, like Grace was a stain to ignore. Grace approached Jessica, voice soft. "Excuse me, how much is this gown?" Jessica didn't budge, just muttered, "If you have to ask, it's not for you," loud enough to sting. Grace kept her smile, moved to the silk suit, her fingers grazing its edge. Ryan snorted, "Hands off. She's here for selfies. Wants to play rich for her TikTok." Claire smirked. "Probably can't even spell couture." The whispers sharpened. Jessica sidled up to Ryan. "Look at her. Thrift store reject. Bet she's got a bus pass, not a bank account." Ryan grinned, trying to flex in our world. Pathetic. Claire laughed. "Maybe she's lost. Walmart's that way." Customers turned. Women in fur coats, men in bespoke suits, eyes scraping Grace, lips twisting. Jessica didn't let it drop. She grabbed a perfume bottle from the counter, spritzed it in Grace's face, and laughed as the sharp scent stung her eyes. "There. Now you smell like you belong." "Oh, wait, you don't!" Ryan hooted. "Oh, to loser!" While Claire smirked. "Still can't mask the cheap." The mist burned Grace's skin, her green eyes watering, but she didn't recoil, just wiped her face with her sleeve, her sneakers planted firm. Customers leaned in, a woman in a fur coat snickering. "She's a walking discount rack." Jessica tossed the bottle back. "Next time, shower before you crash our vibe." Grace's buns sagged, damp strands sticking, but her smile held, calm, unshaken, a wall they couldn't topple. She didn't blink, just lifted the sapphire gown and cream suit, draping them over her arm, and walked to the counter. Her sneakers tapped steady, her dignity a fortress they couldn't crack. Ryan escalated it. He snatched a hanger from a rack and swung it at Grace's legs, the metal clanging as it grazed her shin. "Get moving, selfie girl! Stop clogging our space!" Claire laughed. "She's a tripping hazard," while Jessica clapped, "Sweep the trash out!" The sting bloomed red on her skin, her jeans catching the edge, but Grace didn't stumble, just stepped aside, her hands steady on the outfits. A guy in a silk tie jeered, "She's a mannequin reject." Ryan twirled the hanger. "Maybe we should hang her up. Cheaper than these threads." Grace's green eyes flickered, but she didn't snap. Her silence, a steel thread they couldn't cut. At the checkout, Grace set the outfits down, her smile unshaken. Ryan stood there, arms crossed. "You kidding?" She nodded, pulling a black card from her wallet. "Matte, no logo, the kind you don't chase, the kind chases you." A centurion whispered among the ultra-rich, invite only, bottomless. She slid it over. "These two, please." Ryan froze, the card catching the light. He swiped it. Beep, approved. $18,000 vanished like smoke. Jessica's jaw dropped, Claire's clipboard trembled. Grace reached for the bags, but Ryan snatched the card back. "Hold up, this isn't yours. Where'd you steal it?" Jessica grabbed the bags. "No way she's legit. She's a crook." Claire took it further. She grabbed a pair of scissors from the counter and slashed at the sapphire gown in Grace's arms, the fabric ripping loud as she sneered. "You don't deserve this. Back to rags." Jessica cackled, "Shredder dreams," while Ryan hooted, "Cut rate fits her better." The torn silk dangled, threads unraveling, and Grace held the ruined gown, her fingers tracing the gash, but she didn't flinch, just set it down, her calm a beacon they couldn't dim. A woman with a diamond bracelet gasped, then laughed. "She's a walking clearance sale!" Claire tossed the scissors. Next time, stick to hand-me-downs. Grace's bun loosened more, but her smile stayed, quiet, unshattered. The room ignited. Claire barked, "We're not giving $18,000 to a scam." Customers pressed in, phones filming. A woman in pearls sneered, "If you're faking rich, at least dress the part." Grace stayed calm. "It's mine. Grace Harper, check the name." Ryan laughed. "Sure, and I'm Elon Musk. Security." Two guards charged in, big, buzz-cut, badges glinting. One clamped her arm, the other her elbow. "Out!" the first growled, yanking her toward the door. As Jessica clutched the card, Claire gripped the bags and the crowd jeered. "Caught! Trash!" Jessica piled on. She snatched a glass of champagne from a tray and flung it at Grace, the cold liquid splashing her tea and jeans as she shrieked, "Here's your VIP drink, thief!" Ryan laughed. "She's sparkling now." While Claire smirked, "Matches her fake shine." The bubbles fizzed on her skin, soaking her through, and Grace stood there, dripping, her sneakers squelching. But she didn't waver, just wiped her eyes, her green gaze steady. A man in a velvet blazer cheered, "Drown the fraud!" Jessica tossed the glass aside. "Wash the grime off. Oh, wait, it's permanent." Grace's bun dripped, but her calm held, a rock they couldn't break. They dragged her through the store, her sneakers skidding, her bun unraveling, blonde strands spilling wild. A guy in a cashmere scarf cackled, "Back to the slums." A woman with a Louis Vuitton bag snapped a pic. "This'll blow up online." Ryan capped it. He grabbed a marker and scrawled "fake" across Grace's tee as the guards pulled her, the black ink bleeding into the wet fabric as he jeered. "Label her right. She's a knockoff." Claire laughed. "Brand her for the street," while Jessica clapped, "Perfect. She's tagged." The ink smeared, staining her chest, and Grace stumbled, her sneakers slipping, but she didn't cry, just straightened, her green eyes hard, her smile gone, but her strength blazing. A woman in a fur stole snapped a pic. "She's a meme now!" Ryan tossed the marker. "Wear it proud, wannabe." Grace's jeans clung wet, but her spine stayed iron. They couldn't bend her. The guard shoved her past the glass doors onto Rodeo Drive, the sun blinding, the crowd's laughter a whip. Grace stood there, jeans dusty, tee creased, but her green eyes held firm. She pulled her phone, dialed, voice steady. "Hey love, I need you to get your card back from a store that stole it. Vogue Luxe, they threw me out." A pause, then, 15 minutes? Okay. She hung up, smile faint, her strength a quiet ember glowing. Time crawled, cars purred, palms rustled, then a silver Maybach rolled up, its sleek curves cutting the street like a knife. Adrian Knight wasn't born to this. He'd clawed up from a Rust Belt town in Ohio, a kid with holes in his shoes and a dad who drank away the rent. At 16, he'd taught himself to code on a busted library computer, turning sleepless nights into a solar startup that cracked the energy game wide open. By 30, Knight Industries was his empire, grids powering cities, patents stacking billions, his name a quiet terror in corporate wars. He met Grace at a dive bar, her pouring drinks to fund Haven House, him nursing a beer after a deal. They clicked over shared scars, building a life where wealth was a tool, not a crown. At 40, he was Forbes' most powerful man, but he still drove his first beat-up truck on weekends, his suits hiding a guy who'd fought for every dime. That black card? A gift he'd given Grace, a symbol of their grind, now stolen by fools who'd never know the weight of it. The door swung open and Adrian Knight stepped out. Tall, 40, dark hair, neat, gray suit sharp as steel, hazel eyes, cool and unreadable. Forbes had just named him America's most powerful man, a billionaire who'd forged Knight Industries from a garage dream into a tech and energy titan. His solar grids lighting half the West Coast, his influence a shadow over global markets. His quiet authority didn't shout, it commanded. He strode into Vogue Luxe, the air snapping tight, every head whipping around. Adrian stopped at this counter, voice low. "My wife was just thrown out of here. You took her card. I want it back." Jessica stammered. "Sir, we thought—" He cut her. "Also, I'm buying this store. To shut it down. Permanently." Silence slammed down. Ryan's phone clattered, Claire's clipboard hit the floor, Jessica's face went ghost white. Customers froze. Pearls gripped. Cashmere stiff. Adrian pulled his own black card, handed it to Lydia, the manager who'd rushed in, skirt tight, eyes wide. "Call your owner," he said. "Adrian Knight's offer. Cash, now." Lydia fumbled her phone. "Mr. Knight wants Vogue Luxe, all of it, immediate sale." A nod. "Done." He turned to the staff. "You're fired. Everyone. Get out." Jessica begged. "Please, I didn't mean—" Adrian's glare stopped her. "You accused my wife of theft. Dragged her out. Leave." Adrian's face didn't soften. His hazel eyes turned cold as steel, cutting through their sobs like a blade through paper. "Mercy? You didn't show my wife any." Jessica wailed. "We'll apologize. Please." But he stepped back, her hands grasping air. "You don't get it. She stood here, calm, while you sprayed her, cut her clothes, threw her out, and you think tears fix that?" Ryan croaked. "We'll make it right." Adrian's voice dropped, lethal. "You had your chance. You chose cruelty over decency. Now live with it." Claire reached for his shoe. "I've got kids." He pulled away. "Should have thought of them before you laughed her out. Get up. You're done." The room held its breath, their begging a dying echo against his unyielding stance. Ryan stuttered. "We didn't know." Adrian snapped. "You didn't care. Go." Jessica hit her knees first, her tight dress bunching as she grabbed at Adrian's pant leg, tears streaking her mascara. "Please, Mr. Knight, I've got rent. I'll starve without this job." Ryan dropped next, his slick hair falling flat, hands clasped. "I didn't mean it. Give me one chance. I'm begging." Claire crumpled beside them, clipboard long gone, sobbing. "I'll work for free, anything. Just don't ruin me." The guards shuffled forward, one muttering, "We were just following orders. Have mercy." Customers gawked, phones trembling as the staff groveled, their voices a desperate chorus clawing at the air. Lydia, the manager, stood frozen, her pencil skirt stiff, whispering, "Sir, reconsider. They're sorry." But their pleas bounced off Adrian, hollow against the memory of Grace's stained tea and steady eyes. Claire whimpered, "It was a mistake." He pointed to the door. "Your mistake. Out." The guards hesitated. He turned. "You too. Drop the badges." They obeyed, shuffling off. Customers backed away, phones limp, faces pale as the truth hit. Grace wasn't the fraud. They were the clowns. Adrian took the card from Jessica's trembling hand, the bags from Claire's, and walked out, leaving their world in ashes. Jessica's tight dress was a rag now, her perfume a bitter memory. She'd sprayed the woman whose shelters saved lives, and her sneers echoed as she begged on curbs, her blacklist a chain she'd forged. Ryan's slick hair hung limp, his hanger swing a scar. He'd bruised the heart of Haven House, and his retail dreams rotted, his marker scrawl a tattoo on his own ruin. Claire's clipboard was trash, her scissors a curse. She'd slashed the soul of Vogue Luxe's end, and her laughter faded as doors slammed shut, her fall a mirror to Grace's rise. The guards' badges rusted, their shoves a noose. They'd hauled out Adrian's wife, and their names sank with the store's sign, smashed under his wrath. Adrian's quiet strike and Grace's steady grace burned their world to cinders. Every taunt, every cut, a boomerang that crushed them, their own venom the axe that fell. 3 hours later, the Vogue Luxe sign crashed down. Workers unbolted it, gold letters smashing the pavement. The store went black, lights off, locks changed, windows boarded. Word raced. Knight Industries owned it, and Adrian killed it cold. The staff, Jessica, Ryan, Claire, the guards, blacklisted fast. Retail doors slammed shut. Resumes shredded, calls ghosted, names poison. Jessica's dress hit a thrift rack, Ryan's slick hair dulled, Claire's clipboard swapped for a sign, "Help." Their sneers had torched their lives, and Grace's quiet exit had lit the match. Months later, Grace walked with Adrian down an LA street, her jeans still worn, her tee still plain, her bun loose as ever. Her green eyes shone. She'd just opened another Haven House shelter, funded by their fortune's silent stream. A beggar slumped against a wall, coat ragged, hand shaking. Grace slowed, looked close. It was Jessica, hair greasy, eyes sunken. The woman who'd snatched her card laughed as she was hauled out. Jessica rasped, "Spare change?" Grace paused, pulled her wallet, slipped a $10 bill into Jessica's palm. Her fingers brushed the rough skin. Her smile flickered. Then she walked on with Adrian, sneakers tapping steady, her kindness a quiet roar. That 10 wasn't charity. It was a mirror, reflecting Jessica's ruin from her own hands. Grace didn't need to speak. Her life roared louder than their hate. Adrian's move had raised their kingdom, but her calm sealed it. Vogue Luxe dust, their jobs gone, their mockery a blade that cut them down. She rose higher, they sank low, and justice burned clean. If you've ever been judged by how you look, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more stories that hit deep.